authority and basically an AI SEO tool that's completely free. I've custom built it for SEO, for automating topical maps. Now, here's the thing. Picture this, right? You're sitting at your computer, you're sipping your morning coffee, and with just one click, you can unleash an AI powerhouse that, number one, maps out your competitor's sitemap and topical structure, uncovers your competitors' hidden SEO strategies, generates content outlines that Google loves, creates amazing content that's far better than ChatGPT, and it's all using Gemini for free, which has been voted the GOAT, aka the best AI model out there. Sounds like science fiction, well, it's not, and I'm about to show you exactly how it works. And plus, we'll do a live Q&A today, so if you have any questions, feel free to post them as we go along. Additionally, this is 100% live, so if you do have any comments along the way, please share them with the group. And we're just going to get straight into this. So basically, what am I talking about and how does this work and how does the whole process go step by step? So let me share my screen and I'll show you exactly what I mean. First thing you're going to need is Gemini AI for Sheets. Now, I've broken this down into an SOP, which you can see waiting right there. But essentially, you definitely need Gemini Sheets. This will just help you automate and embed APIs straight into your Google Sheets without even having to plug in an API key. So you install Gemini AI for Sheets. It is a Google Sheets extension. It is completely free. Just Google it if you can't find it. And then you'll find it under workspace.google.com/marketplace. And you can see how it works. So you can basically put into a Google Sheet like equals Gemini. And then from there, you're good to go. Now, once you've done that, I'm going to unveil the Topical Authority machine, which you can see right here. Basically, in one click, all you need to do is type in your keyword and it generates 30 semantically relevant topics. I'll delve deeper into exactly what the prompts are and how they work in a second, but essentially it's going to generate 30 semantically relevant topics. And then from there, as you can see, it creates a topical map, right? So for example, it's recommended covering the topic, aka the category, keyword research, because we've plugged in our keyword as SEO. And then inside the topical map, you can find for each main category, for example, like long tail keyword research, it recommends 10 recommended pages underneath. Same for keyword difficulty analysis, keyword research tools, etc. Right? Now you can actually customize the prompts directly inside this free template that I'll give you access to during this video. And essentially you can see here we've put equals Gemini, then brackets, give me 30 semantically relevant but unique topics under the niche. Each topic must be relevant, e.g. relevant to the topic of the niche. Reduce each word to 3 to 5 length keywords, prioritize the list by semantic relevance, include keywords, etc. Right? And so essentially you can just easily automate a lot of the topical maps when it comes to this. Jason says, what's up, Julian? Good to see you on here. And Jason says, I've got to tell you, man, you're amazing at what you do. And all of this content consistently is really amazing. Really appreciate that. That's super kind. Thanks, Jason. Good to see you back here. And I'm glad that you've caught the live at the right time today. So that's awesome. And yeah, so essentially what you can do is you can just automate topical maps in one single click. But you can also create multiple topical maps for multiple niches at the same time. Let me show you exactly what I mean here, right? So if we zoom out a little bit, in fact, let's put some random keywords in here. We're going to put, for example, I don't know, we'll put trees. Let's say you're in the tree niche, common niche there, very profitable. Let's say you're in the YouTube niche. We'll put YouTube over here. Let's say, for example, you are in the hair transplant niche as well, right? You got multiple different niches that you need to create topical maps for. Maybe you've got multiple websites, or maybe you've got multiple clients, right? Bear in mind, let's just call a spade here. Agencies will charge like $300, $500, even above $1,000 per topical map. I'm teaching you how to automate them in just one single click using this method. Now you can see, for example, we've dragged the formula down right here. So we've got the keyword, the category, the topical map. And I'll show you how to automate the content outlines and the content in a minute using this same spreadsheet. But you can see it's generated already 30 semantically relevant tree topics, and then it's given us a topical map automated with one single click for that particular niche. And then if we scroll down, we've got the same for YouTube. So we've got YouTube keyword ideas, and then we have the topical map for YouTube related stuff. And if we scroll down, we've got the hair transplant related topics, right? So FUE, hair transplant, FUT, hair transplant, DHI, hair transplant. And then we've got the keyword variations under each main topic. Pretty amazing stuff right there. So yeah, that's absolutely amazing. Jason says, to be honest, I watch you just to see you be great. I could never be on this level, but appreciate the content. Man, honestly, that's super kind. Thank you very much. The one thing I would say here is like anyone, if you watch my old videos, you would never believe that that guy would be able to get to 100K subscribers. So I genuinely think it's possible for anyone to do this, but it's reps. It's like hundreds of videos, thinking about it all day, every day, trying to polish your skills, and then implementing everything that I've learned from SEO, from 10 years of digital marketing, and then just going from there. And I think if you iterate and you never quit, then you can't lose, and anyone can get to that level. So yeah. So that's pretty much it when it comes to this process, right? Business growth ready says tree niche growing market. Absolutely. Trees are popping up everywhere. They're always growing all over the place. Business growth ready is a clever man when it comes to punts. All right, so we're going to keep going through this. This is just one single way to do topical maps. There are many ways you can automate it, and that's what I'm going to share in a second. So the other method, this is a method that I really like, is that you can actually automate topical maps based on your competitor sitemap using this spreadsheet as well, right? Bear in mind, you're not paying for this. It's a free template. It automates with AI, and additionally, you don't pay for the AI either. So you don't pay for anything. It's completely free, and it's all automated in one single click. Pretty amazing if you ask me. So you can see, for example, I pasted in this sitemap from our, let's say this is our competitor sitemap, right? I've not even formatted it properly. I've just pasted in the nasty looking sitemap, as you can see right here. And then it's automated that topical map into relevant topics and categories based on this method, right? And so this is so easy and so automated, it's almost too easy. And again, you could just drag your formulas down if you wanted to and create multiple different topical maps based on this process. Let's keep going down now. So Epic Pants, great name there, Epic Pants, says, hey, Julian G, would you find some keywords for cleaning services around cities like Warsaw and Lodz in Poland? Well, let's just do it right now for you. All right, that's the sort of value. Bear in mind as well, like most SEO consultants, they're charging like thousands of dollars. I'm going to give you this for free, right? So what you can do is you can change the keyword right here, and inside this section, we can say cleaning services in Poland, right? And we'll just change that to local cleaning services in Poland, and we'll see what it comes back with. I've never tested this. So, you're putting me on the spot a bit there, but that's what we like to see. You can see that it says, I'm sorry you encountered an error. That's totally fine, because once this part loads, this part will load as well. So you can see, for example, it's now created highly relevant topical categories based on the country and the local areas we want to rank, right? So if we zoom in right here, I don't know if you can see this 100%. So I'm just going to zoom in so you can see it a bit easier. But you can see it's come up with like house cleaning services Poland, apartment cleaning Warsaw, office cleaning Krakow, window cleaning Gdansk. I don't think I pronounced that right, but you get the idea. And then you can see inside the topical map is automated the pages for each category. So, for example, if we had a category of apartment cleaning Warsaw, you can see that it recommends apartment cleaning services Warsaw, flat cleaning Warsaw, studio cleaning Warsaw, one bedroom apartment cleaning Warsaw. You basically got all your categories right there ready to go. You can see how easy and practical this is. Like, you can put me on the spot on a live stream and I'll still get it done for you, right? And if we actually look, you can see that it's generated 3 categories with 30 pages under each category, right? So that's 100 different pages that you can create with this process. Now, if you look at the bottom of this spreadsheet, what you're also going to find is a content creation section right there. That's waiting for us. And I'll come on to that in a second, because it's a bit cheeky and it's completely free. So you can see how easy this is to use. La Frank Bao says, what about SEO for e-commerce store, like store selling custom pet design shirt? Can you suggest what content to write? Can I use topical maps like regular niche? So the beautiful thing about topical maps, right, is that they work for any niche, any industry. So we'll create one for your website as well in a second. And yeah, this can work in any niche, any e-com store can use the topical map to increase their topical authority, which means they're going to make more money in the long run and get more SEO traffic, right? So for example, if we change the keyword in this column right here, and we're going to change this to pet design t-shirt store, right? Very niche. So just be aware that this is very niche. Like, you're not going to get a massive amount of search traffic in that niche, but if you want to get ideas for pages that you can create and content that you can create, then you can use this process right here. So for example, you can see now they've got 30 semantically relevant keywords for pet design t-shirt stores, and it's come up with like dog mom shirts, cat mom shirts, funny pet shirts, custom pet portraits, etc. Right? And for example, like cat mom shirts, cat mom magic, the cat lady, crazy cat lady, feline fanatic, cat mom, etc. These are all t-shirt pages that you could create. Now, if you were translating this to an e-com store, essentially you would have like a collections page, right? So dog mom shirts would be the collections page, and then you would have the products underneath, right? So for example, like dog mom life, that would be a t-shirt product page underneath there. For example, proud dog mom squirt, fur mama, etc. These all sound like meme names, so I've not tested them, but yeah, you get the idea. Amar says, good morning. Hello to you too, sir. And says, any update on how to speed up the content quality control? I have like 100 posts in the draft waiting. So best way to speed it up is to leverage other people, right? And to get a bigger team. So for example, if you don't want to quality control this yourself, then get someone else to do it. The other thing that I would say here is just take the 80-20 of the SEO checklist that I've given before, and then just take the 80-20 of it if you want to speed it up. But bear in mind, if you speed up the quality control process, then you'd lower the overall quality of your content. So then it's kind of like you're on a tightrope between content quality and the amount of time it takes. The more time you invest into it, the higher quality it's going to be. The less time you put into it, the lower quality it's going to be. So it's up to you and what sort of sacrifice you want to make. So Epic Pants says, where is that doc sheet with the Google map? I'm in your SEO courses, but cannot find them there. Okay, great. So what I'm going to do is I will go to my free SEO course, and we can take this sheet that we've got right here and the SOP, which I've got waiting for you over here, and we'll plug that into the free course. Now, whilst that's loading, let me talk you through the other elements of this particular sheet. So what you can also see is there's a topical map section for competitors, which you can automate right here. And then we also have topical maps from AdWords. Now, this is an interesting one as well. So what you can actually do is you can go onto Google Keywords Planner tool, which I have inside the SOP. Let me find that for you right here. Where is it? Oh, yeah, it's linked inside the spreadsheet. Too efficient for my own good right here. And so if you just want to go straight to the keyword planner tool from AdWords, you can click on that right there. And then from here, we can click on discover new keywords. We can put in our niche, or we can put our competitor's website directly in there. So for example, like AI SEO, or let's say we'll put like pet t-shirts, something like that. Yeah. Click on get results, and then we'll go from there. Now, whilst we're waiting for that to load, we're going to go to the topical map section right here, and I'm going to add a new lesson, which is called one-click topical authority. And so if you want access to the SOP, or you just want to test out live, and if you have any problems, we can problem solve it together, then I will plug that into the topical map section right here. There we go. We'll make this shareable, so I'll just share the link right here. We'll copy that bad boy, and then we'll plug it into the video description down. And we have the SOP with all the links from the document, including the Google Doc right there inside the topical map section, right? So you just go to the free SEO course. If someone's watching this and don't already have access to the free SEO course, then just click the link in the description, go to topical maps there, and then click on one-click topical authority. And it's all good to go. It's all right there inside the spreadsheet. So let me make sure that's loaded. And yeah, you can see the SOP right there. Yeah, simple stuff. So the next method that we can use is we can go into AdWords, which is free. We can plug in our niche, which I just showed you how to do. And then we can click the relevant keywords that it comes up with. Now, the reason that I really like this method is I just saw Jason's keyword niche. Lol, Jamaican food in Burlington and New Jersey. This could be a tricky one for sure. Like we're getting very, very niche right now. But if you had a Jamaican food website, then I think you could probably get like the 80-20 of it. You don't want to go too niche on your topical map, otherwise you're not going to have enough content to create. But maybe we can have a look at that in a second. So what you can do here is you can, for example, type in like pet t-shirts into AdWords keyword planner. We can click on copy, and then from there we can plug those keywords into this sheet right here. So I'm just going to click on cell A2, as you can see. I'm going to delete all the stuff in there, and then I'm going to plug in the keywords that Google AdWords has given me. Now, why would we want to use those keywords? Because no one has better data than Google when it comes to keyword research. And so if we take the keywords from Google Keyword Planner for free, which I've shown you exactly how to do, then we're going to plug that into cell A2, as you can see right here. And then we can use that to generate our topical map, which means that we get a bunch of relevant categories right here. And so you can see now our topical map is ready to go. So it's got apparel for pet t-shirts, then it's got general pet t-shirts, dog shirts, cat shirts, etc. And then it's got the categories and the pages underneath, right? So custom and personalized shirts, and we've got a bunch of ideas there. Now, one caveat that I would say to all of this is that when you're using AI in any way, whether it's for social media posts, whether it's for content creation, whether it's for topical maps, however you're using AI, you always want to make sure that you are quality controlling and just using a bit of common sense here. Because if you don't have your common sense cap on, ChatGPT or Gemini or whatever whatever AI model you're using typically doesn't have much common sense. And so if you mess this up and you just skip over that bit and you don't, scan through and you go, pet t-shirts for humans, maybe that's not the right category to cover, then, just make sure you have a check through it and remove any of the nonsense. So just to recap, and this has worked out beautifully so far. So just to recap, we've covered topical maps for keywords, topical maps for competition, topical maps for adverts. The next bit that I'm going to show you is how you can automate the SEO outline and how you can actually create the content, which I'll show you in a second. But before we do that, I want to just have a look at some of the keywords that people have popped in the comments to help everyone so far. And that way you can get the most out of this process, right? So Jason put in Jamaican food in Burlington, New Jersey. What I would do in that situation, so I'd probably use the topical maps keyword section over here, and I would just put in Jamaican food like that, right? And that would probably give me a map for the categories and the relevant topics I should cover. Now, I could go even more niche. I could put in, for example, like Jamaican food Burlington. That will generate some categories and a topical map based on that. It might take a couple of minutes to load. By the way, if you get this error, like I say, just ignore it, wait for the first cell to load, and then this will change as a result. So let's wait for that to load. Might take a little minute or so there. And you can see now that it's given us relevant topics. So jerk chicken Burlington, oxtail stew Burlington, Jamaican restaurants Burlington, ackee and saltfish Burlington, etc. And it's generated the topical map, as you can see right here. Now, not all of these pages are going to be necessary to create because it's such a tiny niche and because, for example, this is all very, very closely together and it's all kind of the same search intent. You probably wouldn't create this many pages. You would just take the most relevant ones, use your common sense, and then from there, go from that. Now, the other thing you could do is you could use a combination of this, right? So you could common sense check it by just having a look through the pages that this spreadsheet is recommended. For example, like jerk chicken restaurants Burlington. And then we can just type that into Google, have a look if it comes up with an autocomplete. And then from there, we can see, okay, what do we need to actually create, right? So jerk chicken Burlington and best jerk chicken Burlington, those could be two options to create around our topic, right? And you just common sense check it by the autocomplete. What you wouldn't do is just go off and create those pages without common sense checking. That would be a waste of time. Let's have a look what else we got here. Cypher says, if you mess with interlinking the pages created targeting the topical map keywords, there's a high chance pages not getting indexed after a few weeks. How to solve that? Any thoughts? I always think with interlinking, it's still something you have to do manually, right? And so if you're doing interlinking, make sure you do it manually. And then from there, just keep an eye on which pages are ranking, which pages are indexed, right? So for example, what I would do is I would have the category. For example, let's go to something a bit more relevant here. So for example, like tree growth and development, that could be the category. And then from there, we've got like germination and seeding growth, tree growth strategies, differentiation of tissues, secondary growth and cambium. These would all be interlinked to each other and interlinked to the main category. So that's how you would organize the interlinking between each page. Not an easy way to automate it. And I think it does require manual interlinking, but that's the best way to do it, right? Ross James says, what about local SEO? So we've talked about local SEO, but An example would be like dance studio and then city. So again, we've already covered Jamaican food Burlington, but we can put like dance studio London into the top map generator. It's going to find a bunch of categories in a minute. And then from there, we can just common sense check it and make sure that everything we need to create is done. So let's see what else we got here. Wait for it to load. In the meantime, oh, here we go. Yeah. So ballet classes London, contemporary dance London, hip hop dance classes London. Now, you might not sell all of those services, right? So your dance studio, it might only do like ballroom dancing and lap dancing, something like that, right? Strip dance. I don't know, whatever I don't know what you guys do in London or wherever you are in the dance studios, right? But let's say, for example, you are only selling a few of these services. You wouldn't create all of the pages around all of these topics. You would just focus on the individual services that you actually want to sell, right? So, for example, if I had a dance studio and I only sold ballet classes, I'm only going to create this category with the relevant pages right here. Okay. And then you can see, for example, it's given us a bunch of ideas. Now, what you could also do if you wanted to tailor it more towards local SEO is you could go into the category section right here and you could tailor the prompt more to local SEO. So you could say, for example, if it's a local keyword, include specific cities and towns that would be relevant to my niche, right? And that way you can generate, for example, not just generic stuff like Central London, North London, but it could be like ballet classes Tottenham or ballet classes Camden, something random like that. So we can hit enter on that. It's going to have to regenerate, but again, it doesn't take long. And now you can see it's got a section on like dance classes Camden Town, dance classes Shoreditch, dance classes Islington, etc. And so from there, you can get a bunch of ideas, right? Epic Pan says, thanks, you're the best. Happy to help you out. Jason says, yes. Yes, you too, sir. And Ahmed says, I am working on the bookkeeper. Nice. I find very low search volume in keywords. In my industry, most of the agency don't do SEO. Few of them do it. Should I try your system and give it a shot? Yeah, give it a shot. I mean, like, if you look at the biggest bookkeepers in the world, let's take a SaaS service, for example. Like, let's take a SaaS service like Zero. They'll be using Topical Maps and they'll be using Topical Authority to grow their business and to get more SEO traffic. So this works for anywhere. Ross James says, what's your favorite method to use? I just ran through your Claude method yesterday, so I'm wondering what technique and tool do you recommend? Great question. So it depends how much content you're going to create, right? So I think this method is great for small business owners because it's just going to generate maybe maximum 100 pages right here to create, right? So for example, you've got one category with 30 pages, another category with 30 pages, another category with 30 pages, right? So you probably got about 100 pages to create inside this Topical Maps right here, right? I think that's great for small business owners because that's like your content plan for the whole year, ready to go, right? Whereas, for example, if you're like a big SEO business, like some of our best clients are billion-dollar companies. If you're a billion-dollar company and you're trying to create a Topical Map, the amount of resources, energy, and the amount of team time, aka like the amount of team that you have, you might have like 30 or 50 people working for you in your SEO department. You can create way more content, which means your Topical Map is going to be way bigger, but it's also going to be more complex and there's going to be more nuances to it. So for that, I would probably do like a manual Topical Map. I think that's the best way to do it if you're like a billion-dollar company. Copywriting. Yep. So you can put in your keyword copywriting right here and we'll see what pops up. Yeah, that's basically how it goes. GC says, I just came in and I see how spectacular you are teaching. Will you share or teach how to create that file? Thank you. Yeah. Do you know what? At the end of this presentation, we'll go through some different use cases and some different scenarios of how to do this. But if you want access to it, like I say, it's inside the free course. Just scroll down to the Topical Map section right here and then go to the one-click Topical Authority section. And that is where you will find the Topical Authority machine to automate your Topical Maps using this process. The other thing I want to say here, right, is that I was speaking to a developer who's very skilled, very professional, very experienced, one of the best developers I know in the SEO industry. I was speaking to him about how you could automate this process, and he said it wouldn't be possible, right? And so what's very interesting is now that you have AI and you can automate it inside Google Sheets for free using Gemini and the extension that I've shown you, you don't need to pay for a developer, and you can create your own tools. And your only limit is your imagination. And so it's pretty amazing that I could do this in like an hour of work in the morning versus like waiting for a developer, paying them, going back and forth with them, messing around, etc. Tourist Spot 10 says, please give Topical Authority sheet in the description. So if you want to get it, just click on the free course links in the comments and description. Jason says, with the topical maps idea provided, would you, and the niche I'm looking in, would you still use LinkedIn Pulse, Medium, Reddit? Absolutely. I was tempted to do a video on this earlier today because the way that I see, SEO and the marketing world in general is that it's going to be more of a zero-click game. And what I mean by that is that you might not need a website come like 2-3 years, or the website might be the last touch point. And so creating content on all these different platforms, for example, like Reddit or LinkedIn or Medium or YouTube, etc., or even TikTok, right? Creating shorts and ranking them on TikTok. I actually created a video on that this morning. If you're focused on that instead of just sticking to your website, I think your SEO strategy is going to be more sustainable long term. I think you're going to protect yourself. I think the way that content is becoming so easy to create, it just makes sense. And this way as well, you're not just ranking on one website. You're giving yourself 10 to 15 different more options to rank. Now, again, you have to quality control all this process. And that involves either hiring a team or investing a lot of your time and energy into the process. But either way, what's going to get you more leverage, right? What's going to get you more results? Is it creating content on one website that potentially might not even rank? Or is it creating content across multiple platforms and then ranking it using that process? I think it's creating multiple platforms. And that's the way that I see the digital marketing industry going. Ross James says, cheers, buddy. Happy to help. And GC says, I have a doubt. To create an authority map in e-commerce, would you do it from the blog? Or would you create pages that hang from the main category? So it depends. What I would say with an e-commerce store is that it all comes down to the search intent, right? So for example, if you have a blog and you also have product pages, then you have to match the search intent to the topic that you're creating content around, right? So for example, let's say you are in the, I don't know, let's say you're selling pet t-shirts. We'll use that as an example again. If we're selling pet t-shirts, we want to figure out what are the categories and Topical map we need to create, and then are those pages that we need to create either product pages or are they blog pages? And that helps you figure out where to structure it on your website. So for example, if you look at these topics right here, funny dog t-shirts, you can see, for example, funny dog tees, funny dog, punny dog t-shirts, dog shaming t-shirts, etc. These topics right here are going to be collection pages. I don't think they're even going to be product pages. When you look at that, for example, like hilarious dog tees, you probably just have a collection page that has loads of different hilarious dog tees. Now, what's the best way to figure that out? What you can do is you can go onto Google and just look at what is already ranking, because then you can figure out what does Google want to show for that particular topic. So for example, hilarious dog t-shirts, right? And bear in mind, again, this comes down to common sense. So it says tees there, but if you look at the autocomplete, actually dog t-shirts is the one that comes up, right? And so if you look at this, you can see that collection pages are ranking for this particular keyword. So you can see, for example, Amazon's collection page is ranking for that keyword. Again, with crazydogtshirts.com. So all of these are collection pages. And so what would you create? You would create a collection page as well. And that's how you would structure your Topical map. You'd do it based on the search intent, which is why you need that common sense factor I was talking about earlier. So what we're going to do from here is we're going to keep going. Jason says, how much to book a call with you personally? So the only time that I actually do one-to-one calls is inside the onboarding section of my SEO Elite Circle, right? Link in the comments and description, or you can just go to SEOEliteCircle.com. It's available for a 71% discount, so it's $997 per year. But when you join the SEO Elite Circle, we basically message you and say, hey, when do you want your onboarding call? And that is with me one-to-one. That's the only time across, the empire that I have that I jump on one-to-one calls. And it's just because, I reach like millions of people per month. We have hundreds of clients. We have hundreds of people inside the SEO Elite Circle and the SEO Boardroom. I can't have a one-to-one call with everyone. So I just filter it quite hard by making sure that I jump on one-to-one calls with people inside the SEO Elite Circle. But you can see as well, inside the community, you get the community access, you get the classroom access, you get weekly live calls with me as well. So like if you want a schedule for these live sessions and you want to be able to turn up and ask me any questions, inside a group community where not just I can help you, but a bunch of other SEO elites can help you as well, then just book in here and get the SEO Elite Circle. Yeah. GC says, thanks for your answer, Julian. By the way, my website is about personalized t-shirts. Well, perfect. I think we pretty much covered that then. So from here, what we're going to do is move on to the next section, which is, my friends, the content creation section. And inside this section right here, you can put in your topic. How do you know what your topic is? Well, you just generated it inside this section right here, right? And so once you've made a copy of this spreadsheet and then inserted Gemini, like I've talked about, which is, step by step inside this SOP right here, you would generate your topical map. Once you've generated your topical map, you can then start generating the outline and the content with one single click. Now, disclaimer, before I get a bunch of people telling me I'm spamming the internet, it's very, very important to be able to use this SEO checklist, right? So I've included an SEO checklist for quality control in your content before you publish it, which only takes like 15 to 20 minutes per article. And it's right here inside this step-by-step process, right? Why do you want to do that? Because you don't want to be spamming the internet. I don't advocate spamming the internet. I'm showing you a process to be smart with your SEO strategy, but also to be time efficient at the same time whilst creating quality content. So that is inside the SOP. And what you can do is you can plug in your topic. So let's go back to that topic idea of, let's see what we got here. Let's say, for example, we needed to create a page on tree rings and annual growth, right? Or seasonal growth. Let's say, for example, tree growth stages is the topic that we need to create content around. What we're going to do is we're going to go to the content creation tab, as you can see right down here. Then we're going to put in the topic, as you can see, and that's going to start generating the outline. Then it's going to generate the content, and I'll show you exactly what it means, right? So we'll wait for that to load. And what I would also say here is that you can generate content for multiple pages if you drag down the formula. So for example, let's say we're going to go back to this example right here, and we'll take an example like you've got multiple examples right here for content that you need to create. You could paste that into this column and then paste the formulas down here. And then from there, you can create the content. So what you can see is based on our topic of tree growth, we found relevant entities, places, organizations, things, keywords, LSI keywords, and a content outline, as you can see right here, right? And it's relevant to the topic. So if the topic is tree growth, inside the content outline, and normally you would pay hundreds, if not thousands of dollars per year for an SEO outline tool like this. You can just automate it for free using this process. And you can see here it's got tree growth factors, tree growth cycle, tree anatomy, tree physiology, the importance of trees, etc. And then inside column C and column D is generate the content. Now you can see that I've actually run out of credits because I've absolutely smashed this over the last month, and you can upgrade, but you could also just ask ChatGPT or something else to create the content using this process. But again, you can see the content right here is good to go, right? And if we go onto Google Doc, that has generated a 717 word document, as you can see right here, that you could then quality control using this checklist right here. But you can see how automated the process is, right? So your topical map, your topical authority machine has basically automated the topical map, right? Based on your keywords, your competition, and AdWords. Then it's automated based on the topic, the SEO outline, the entities, the LSIs, the keywords, etc., and also the content itself. Pretty crazy stuff if you ask me, right? It's so easy to do. I've tried to make it as easy and as simple as possible. Now you can see here again, it says the prompt is too long. Now I wonder if we edited the prompt. So for example, if we just deleted this section right here and we'll delete a little bit here, we'll see what happens, see if it can generate the content. Maybe it's just the prompt is too long itself. If that's the case, it's okay. We can just edit things as we go along. We'll wait for that to load. In the meantime, I'll answer some of the questions that we've got so far. Ah, nice. Look at that. Ready to go. So it's actually generated the content. The prompt itself was just a bit too long. So we can always just edit the prompt inside the quote marks. And you could delete that and edit it however you want to do it, right? You could even just cut out a few lines, but yeah, essentially that's it. Now, when you generate the content from both of these two cells, the column D and column C, when you put them together, you've got like 1,000-word, 1,500-word article for free, automated, and keyword research is done, topical map is done, content is done, content outline is done. Boom. Living the dream, my friends. So let's go through some more of the questions that we've got right here. Let's see what else we've got on the comment section. Ranking TikTok. Yeah, check out the video this morning. TikTok actually ranks really well. Like, for example, if we go onto Ahrefs, I'm gonna wait for that to load, and we'll put something like TikTok. One of the easiest ways that you can figure out what sort of keywords to target on TikTok with automated AI videos is you can go to the keyword section down here. And by the way, TikTok ranks really, really well. Like it's overpowered. That's the thing that I'm talking about. It's like if you have multiple platforms in your approach and multiple different media inside your SEO approach, then you're going to be winning long term for sure. So if we filter down now and we'll put the keyword as something random, like, I don't know, ChatGPT, right? We'll put that as a keyword. We'll hit find keywords like so, and we'll wait for that to load. I don't know why Ahrefs has been a little bit slow, but in the meantime, we'll run through some. Oh yeah, here we go, right? So keyword contains phrase ChatGPT. So let's say you were in the AI niche or the ChatGPT niche, you can easily find relevant videos to create that would rank really well on TikTok because you've reverse engineered what's already ranking, right? So for example, ChatGPT color analysis, that is a topic that's ranking really well right now. It's on the first page of Google, and it's just a quick video as you can see right here. Easy peasy. Ross James says men's skincare. So if we go back to that topical authority machine, and we'll put men's skincare in the topic right there. And we'll also put that inside the topical keyword section. So you can see it's generated the SEO outline. So it's come up with the entities, the keywords, etc., the introductions, the types of skincare products, skincare routine for men, tips for specific skincare concerns, recommended products, etc. And then it's created the content itself right here, right? And so if you actually look at the writing, I wouldn't say it's as good as Claude, but I wouldn't say it's as bad as ChatGPT. So if we look at the content itself, look, we get it. Skincare might seem like a feminine thing, but it's really not. Men's skin has different needs than women's skin, and it's important to use products formulated specifically for our needs. It's kind of like got that nice balance between educational, but also being entertaining. So, for example, if you look at the first sentence here, guys, let's talk about what's under that beard. Just like women, men also need to take care of their skin. It's not just about looking good, although that's a definite bonus. Men's skin faces unique challenges. So it's quite interesting. Also, it writes it in first person, as you can see. So, and it's not just celebrities, guys like you and me, we can all benefit from taking care of our skin. So let's dive into the world of men's skincare and figure out how to keep our skin healthy and looking its best. And then it creates the rest of the content. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's keep going down now. So Tourist Spot 10 says, I have a car wrecker industry location, Australia and NC. Please give me suggestions to rank, blog, my services. I'll give you the easiest strategy in the world. Keywords, content, backlinks. How do you create the keywords? You can use this process right here. How do you create the content? You can use this process right here, but make sure that you do quality control it using this checklist right here. And then all you want to focus on after that is the link building. How do you get backlinks? You can actually check out the link building section inside my free course. So if you go to categories right here, and then scroll down to the link building section, SEO link building, it shows you multiple different ways you can get backlinks. This is completely free. Link in the comments description. Shows you many different ways you can get backlinks. If you just want to personalize everything that I'm talking about today, not just link building, but also content, keyword research, topical map creation, etc., then feel free to book in a one-to-one SEO strategy session. Link in the comments description, and we can just run through that for you for free directly on the call. Jason says, how can one intern for Julian Goldie? I'm sold, user MF Go. Jason's comments are amazing. I appreciate it, man. If you want to drop us a message at me@juliangoldie.com, then we'll take a look and we'll figure something out. So that'd be awesome. Yeah, we'd love to work with you. Andrea says, Julian, you are on real top. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. And Amar says, would you still go for TikTok if your audience is 40 plus? Great question. Honestly, I think if your audience is 40 plus, probably the best place to go is YouTube for sure. YouTube and Google, right? You might also want to think about Bing, but Bing is basically the same as Google SEO. So basically follow the same process. Joshua says, hey man, I'm in the web design niche. Do you recommend building a topical map around location, or build the topical map and then pick certain pages that I think I can rank locally for? It's a great question. I would try the topical map method, and then I would common sense check it, right? So for example, if we go back to that topical authority machine and we go back to the topical map section right here, we could put in, I don't know, web design US, right? Locally in the US. And then I would find a bunch of pages that I can create, but just common sense check it. So I still think that what it's going to do along the way is it's going to give you a bunch of categories, and then you can personalize this to the city name. So for example, if we look at this, it's got Denver web design, New York web design, and then it's also got a services section where you can insert the city name and then just custom tailor that to whatever city you're operating in, right? So for example, city name web design agency, city name website development, etc. And from here, you've got your topical map sorted out. And just use your common sense. Like I say, you can use autocomplete to figure that out. You could use Ahrefs to figure that out, but essentially you've got your topical map ready to go from there. Andrea says, this live remain available as registration in YouTube. Yeah, so if you want to access all my live streams, all you need to do is go to my YouTube channel, Julian Goldie SEO, then go to the live section right here. And from here, you will find everything you can see. So you can see replays of all the live streams I've done in the past. Some really good stuff right there. Ismail says, hi, Julian, how can I change the URL of the product images in my website and make it have the title of the images or the alt text? I've trying to see a plugin named Renamer and he broke my web images. Yeah, it might be a manual task that, to be honest, but if that avoids breaking your website, then I'll probably go with the manual stuff. Yeah, I think that's probably the best way to do it. I think you can do it with Yoast or something like that, but just be very careful. Like if you're changing something that goes across your whole website, tread carefully, test it in little steps. Don't change anything dramatic at once. Separating weight loss says, sir, what if I don't have paid keywords tool to determine which keyword for the video to create for TikTok? Great question. So what you can actually do is just use the same process, but you get a free trial of like SE ranking, or you get a free trial of say SEMrush, something like that. And from there, you can go and do the keyword research using the same process, right? So you can go into Site Explorer and then just check the keywords. So if you don't have access to Ahrefs, just use the free trials of SEMrush or SE ranking, all that sort of stuff. They all do very similar things. They've just got different amounts of data. The other thing you could do is you could try and get an AppSumo deal off appsumo.com. Usually they have pretty cheap deals. Like if you go onto AppSumo, you type something like Ahrefs. This will save everyone watching a bit of money. It saved me a lot of money in the past. You can see alternatives to Ahrefs and then just figure out, okay, which one's going to do the best job for me. If you don't like it, you can get a refund within 30 days. So that's another way to do it, just to get a cheap tool. Yeah, many different ways to mess around with this. Jason says, I just Googled ChatGPT color analysis and OMG is right there in 2 spots. Yeah, it's crazy how well TikTok works. Like if you can create shorts, easy process. Like for example, if you go onto Google and we put something like how to create a topical map. I don't know if it's still ranking right now. Let's have a look. Let's put this into a new incognito mode. Wait for that to load. And you can see like real short, like for example, if you look at the keyword how to create a topical map, pretty competitive keyword, if you ask me. And if you look at this method, you can see right here the ranking within the video carousel, which is outranking all the other pages with all the other authority down here. You can see that there's a short video ranking that's a 1 minute clip. And this 1 minute clip is outranking all the other videos down there. And so that's why I think people need to seriously, people need to take video seriously when it comes to SEO because it's just ranking so well. And if you look at the way that Google makes its money, is it going to send more traffic to another company that it owns? Absolutely. So I think that it's really important to use processes like I've talked about in the video section right here, right? And you can easily automate this using the processes that I'm giving out. Ross James gives a thumbs up. Good to see you there. And Andrea says, I sell and deliver a system service to ask, collect, manage, and share feedback online for local business. Could you suggest the top of my where to start online reputation reviews online? I sell and deliver a system service to ask, collect, and share feedback. Yeah, so I think something like reputation management might be one of the best things you could do, but just play around with it. You could try different keywords and then just take like the top 10% from each topical map that you generate. So, for example, if we put reputation management, then we could generate a topical map right there. The other thing that you could do is you could just find a competitor in the reputation management process, or you could find another competitor that's doing really well with SEO and has a lot of topical authority, take their sitemap, plug it into this machine right here, and then generate a topical map based on their sitemap. So that's another method to work with. Yeah. You can see I've hit my monthly limit because I've been refreshing this so much, but yeah, it's crazy how powerful this is. And Amar says, sorry if this is off topic. Are you aware of any good tool to find viral content on Facebook? I'm actually not. I don't know any other tools that are doing it. So yeah, it's not something I'm aware of, yes. And Jason says, yes, go all in on video. I'm now seeing it so much. Sent email, by the way, out of this whole video, that TikTok ranking got me. Yeah, glad that it helped. And yeah, look, well, I'll reply to your email after this live stream. So awesome. Yeah, so crazy stuff. We've talked about many different ways to use this, many different ways to automate topical maps, that sort of thing. What I want to do as well is just run through some of the other questions that I've had recently inside the comments of my YouTube video. So I'm just going to pull this up and then we can cover a few different topics. I've already covered how to use the topical authority machine, showing you that it works, showing you how to automate it. Really simple and easy stuff, but extremely powerful, as you can see today. So the other thing I would say is if you use up all your limits, then there are many different ways to use AI inside Google Sheets. So for example, you can actually get the API for Gemini from AI Studio, and then you can create a script using that to embed into Google Sheets. I've done that with Palm 2 in the past. So a lot of people watching this channel for the last 12 months or so would have seen that already. So yeah, just going to run through some of the latest questions that we got right here. And just before we do that, one thing I want to say is, like, if you just want everything that I'm talking about personalized to you and your business, just feel free to book in a one-to-one SEO strategy session. On that call, we're going to give you an SEO domination plan. We're going to help you discover the secrets of LinkedIn. We'll help you answer your questions. So yeah, step by step, you can see exactly how this works. Digital Marketing Max says, how you find client with YouTube, Google, or Facebook ads. So I have trainings both on Facebook ads and Google directly inside the SEO Elite Circle. I actually posted a private training on the SEO Boardroom in terms of how we reduced our cost per call by 90% recently using Facebook ads. Before I get into that, I want to show you the classroom. So if you join the SEO Elite Circle, you'll see a section right here on YouTube SEO, right? And this is basically how I've generated over 3 million organic SEO traffic using YouTube. And the main thing to note here is that if you implement YouTube and if you're consistent with it, and if you follow the steps inside this course right here, you'll get insane results with YouTube because it's based on what's worked for me in the past. Now, if we go down to the SEO boardroom, I'm going to quickly show you this. So if we go in the agency section right here, we'll scroll up. So if you're not already in, by the way, if you haven't already joined the SEO boardroom, you get free access when you buy the SEO Elite Circle. But inside here, let me find it. So I've also created another training on how we make over $115,000 per year selling content. Let me find the Facebook ads training. Let me pull this up right here. Where is it? Where is it? It's gone. I'm going to scroll down and we will find. Here we go. Here we go. Yeah. So I actually talk about how I cut my cost per call by 90%. There's a training inside here. So if you check out the training inside the SEO boardroom, this one right here, it shows you exactly how to cut your cost per call and get clients with Facebook ads. But the main thing to note here is that with Facebook ads, and I'll do a quick training on it now. If you want to get clients, right? Number one, you're competing on economics, not marketing. And what I mean by that, and I talk about this inside the training, is that it doesn't matter how good your funnel is. That's not what the game is about. The game is about having a great agency service, right? If you have really high levels of retention inside your agency, if clients stick with you for a long time with your agency, then you can spend as much as you want on Facebook ads and still get a profitable ROI because you know the LTV, aka the lifetime customer value of your clients, is high enough to pay for the Facebook ads. And so whatever you invest into getting your client is going to pay back in the months to come because you have high retention rates. The other thing I would say here is that you need a strong sales process, right? So with Facebook ads, everyone thinks it's about the funnel page or about the landing page or the ad or the creative, etc. And that's only like 1% of it, I would say. It really comes down to the back end, right? So for example, making sure that you've got a sales team that can follow up, that can close efficiently, that can handle multiple calls in multiple time zones, that can handle slots, that can handle, for example, no-shows and that sort of thing. When you've got a sales team like that, you're good to go. And yeah, inside the SEO Elite Circle, if you go to the agency mastermind section right here, you'll find a whole course on exactly how I scale my agency to multiple 7 figures. We're actually closing in on 8 figures right now. So pretty crazy stuff. Alexi Bellick says, is Gemini Topical Map Machine better than your GPTs? I would say absolutely is. And the reason for that is because I tend to find Gemini is just smarter. Gemini is way smarter than ChatGPT right now. I think they've dumbed down the chat version of ChatGPT. The API might be better, but considering I pay for ChatGPT, but I don't pay for Gemini, and this is a free tool, plus with ChatGPT and those custom GPTs, you have to like click once to type in your niche. Then after that, you have to type in and wait for it to generate the response. It's a lot of messing around. Whereas with this, you can just automate it inside a Google Sheet. Amar says, what's the lowest you have managed to get the cost per result targeting the United States and Facebook ads? If you want to see information on that, just join the SEO Elite Circle. I don't want to reveal it to the whole of YouTube. And I think that's kind of like a VIP sort of information thing. So if you want to check that out, it's the SEOEliteCircle.com. And Separating Weight Loss says, thanks. I posted 3 articles last week on Medium after doing a keyword research for low competition and has more than 500 search volume monthly. But when checked to view, yeah, not sure what the question is there. But if you have a question about it, feel free to ask. So yeah, crazy stuff right there. Topical Map Machine is one of my favorites. It's incredibly powerful, and yeah, something that I just stumbled upon this week. I don't see any other YouTubers talking about it either, so it's pretty cool to just reveal stuff and show you new stuff really along the way. So we're gonna get into some of the other questions that we have right here. So Craig was asking about this one-click Perplexity AI SEO tool, right? Basically, on make.com, you can create automations using Claude and Perplexity to create these sort of like automations that post to different platforms. So, for example, Just going to log in, wait for mate to log me in there. You can create these automations where it takes a keyword or a topic, generates a content outline, generates a title, etc., and then you can post to multiple platforms. Let me show you exactly what that means inside Make. This is another free tool that I've created. Check out the video on YouTube. It's called This One Click Claude and Perplexity AI SEO tool. And if you go to scenarios right here, then we'll search for the Claude and Perplexity automation. As you can see, you can use Claude inside Perplexity, but if you use Perplexity's API, you can see that you're limited in terms of the models you can actually use, right? So if you go onto Perplexity AI and you wanted to use Claude 3.5 Sonnet, which is available inside Perplexity directly, but inside the API, it's not available. So you can see the options that you get are just Llama and Mistral. You can't use Claude's API inside that automation. So that's the reason we don't use it. By the way, I'm just going to grab this link and then we can send that to people as we answer their questions. So let me put answered here. And that is one question ticked off the list. Let's keep going. So here's another one. Alcendia says, how do you get YouTube videos to show on YouTube? Do you optimize your YouTube videos, especially with a brand new YouTube channel? I hope your bots don't give a generic answer. Maybe this should be a video. All right. So if you want your videos to show on YouTube, there's two things you need to focus on, right, when it comes to YouTube, which is number one, click-through rate, aka CTR, and number two, in fact, you know what? I'll answer this within the SOP. So I'm going to answer this inside the FAQ section right here. Here we go. All right. So YouTube SEO. There's some things you want to focus on. If you want your video to be recommended, the first thing you want to focus on is click-through rate. How do you get people to click? You would create a great title and a great thumbnail. So for example, if we go onto YouTube right here, you can see that this thumbnail right here is much more attention grabbing than this one, right? Why is that? It's because it creates curiosity. It's interesting. People want to know about AI stuff. And this topic right here is far more interesting than this one right here. And so when it comes to YouTube SEO, number one, you want to focus on click-through rate, which we've talked about just now. And number two, you want to focus on watch time. So watch time is all about how long do people actually watch your video for. So as you can imagine. Now, how do you get people to watch longer? There's a few things you can do. Number one, show something really interesting. Number two, create a tutorial. Because when you create a tutorial, I never used to understand this, but when you create a tutorial, people have to watch all the way to the end to get value. And therefore your watch time is higher. If your watch time is higher, you're more likely to get promoted more times on YouTube. And so when you're doing this process, you want to be unveiling something in a methodical, like step-by-step instruction process. That's why I do tutorials every single day. The watch time on this particular video was pretty poor. Why is that? It's because people got information before they even clicked on it. And so they didn't have a good reason to keep watching. Whereas this one right here got a really good watch time because people have to watch it all the way through to get the maximum value out of that tutorial. That's a big difference. So number one, show something really interesting. Number two, if you want to increase watch time, make sure you have a tutorial. And number three, there are many ways to do this, but number three, I would say open loops. So for example, you'll see when I do my videos, I'll be like, today I'm going to show you this, this, and this, right? And people have to watch all the way to the end to get all 3 points. And so therefore the watch time is higher because there's an open loop. As humans, we always have this need, and it's a survival instinct, to close open loops. And so that's why you can increase your watch time using open loops. For example, if I say, I'm going to help you with that in a minute, or we'll come on to that later, etc., then people are encouraged to keep watching because they know that I'm going to cover that topic later, not right now, and therefore the watch time increases. Boom. All right, we'll cover that in the comments as well. We're getting productive now. Let's have a look at some more of the comments right here. See what else we got here. So Penny says, how soon do you think will AI be used in the medical industry on a daily basis? That's an interesting one. You know, my half brother, he is a doctor. And we were talking about this, and I was talking to my dad as well, who's a doctor as well. We were talking about how you know, if you look at the future of the medical industry, it's just a matter of time before AI is implemented everywhere. Now, to give you a really sort of recent example of that, I actually have an uncle in the he's basically like an angel investor in the biomedical industry, right? And so he's working on an AI project that's already implemented right now that looks at forensics in different cases. So it's kind of like a medical related niche. And that's being used every single day. And so I would say AI is already implemented. It's just a matter of time before it gets implemented even more. Epic Pound says, "Hey Julian, that sheet about Topical Map is not editable." Yeah, so that's why I talk about inside the process right here. You want to make a copy of this, right? So you don't want to, in fact, what I'm going to do is just edit the link. We'll change that to copy. Let me just copy the link right here. We'll send people straight to the copy section. There we go. And so you just want to make a copy. Whenever I share a Google Doc, I'm not going to make the original version editable, because if it's editable, then everyone on YouTube can change it. Instead, what you want to do is make a copy for yourself of that spreadsheet so that you can edit the responses. Andrea says, to generate articles pillar and normal, I prefer Claude 3.5 Sonnet. But what you prefer and what it asks for actually, for example, Gemini for Topical Map, ChatGPT or Claude for articles. Okay, yeah. All right. So my preferred method for content creation right now is still auto-blogging. I think it has the best results, but it is a paid tool. A lot of people here don't want to pay for a paid tool. And so what I would use in that case is Claude. I think Claude is probably the best content writer. I think it's very powerful for creating content that's actually engaging and interesting. It's what I use for sending emails every single day. And, if you look even, for example, on my Twitter posts, like a lot of these Twitter posts were written with Claude. It's such a great tool for creating content that people actually engage in. So as an example of that, if we go to my Twitter analytics, you'll see over time, if we look at the last 28 days, for example, my Twitter impressions is increasing over time. Now, the one thing that's changed, because we still have the same team creating the content, we still have the same topic of the content. The one thing that has changed is the AI that we use to generate the responses. So which AI do we use to generate content like this? We use Claude. Why? Because it's the most engaging. And so I would recommend the same AI model for whatever you're using, right? If you're creating any type of content, Claude is typically the best. And you can get free access to it on Claude 3.5 Sonnet. Digital Marketing Max says, you try Google Ads to get client or only use Facebook ads? So I personally do not use Google Ads. I have done in the past, and I've had team members that have tried using it to get clients as well. I just found it wasn't as powerful. And also I think that, for me, I'm not like the master of Facebook ads. So that's why we don't sell it as a service yet. When we crack the code on it and when I know it can reliably and predictably get clients results, then I'll sell it as a service. But I don't want to push it as a service until I know it's a machine that we can use in any industry for any client. And so the reason that I'm focusing purely on Facebook ads is that if I try and do like YouTube ads and Google ads and Facebook ads all at the same time, everything's just going to become a big sloppy mess. My focus will be diluted across multiple channels and I won't be concentrating properly. And so what I prefer to do instead is just focus on one channel, crack the code on that, build up my skill set and compound everything that I know about that topic. And then eventually, once I've cracked the code, then I can move on to the next platform. But until I've mastered that one single platform, I will not move on to a new channel. So the way that I like to look at things, right? And this is something that I learned from Alex Hormozy, is that you can do more, you can do better, and you can do new, right? And I would say typically it comes down to doing things in that order. So you can do more of what already works, and that's the best thing you can possibly do. If you already have a channel that's generating you clients, just do more of that until you've maxed it out, right? And then when you've maxed it out, don't even think about doing a new channel yet. Instead, do better, right? So better Facebook ads, better YouTube videos, better emails to your list, etc., and improve the quality of everything that you're doing, right? So the first method is to do more of what you already know is working. Then it's to do everything that you're doing better. And then finally, that's when you would move on to new. When you've maxed out the more, you've maxed out the better. But 99% of entrepreneurs are not going to get to new because it takes a lot of time to do more and better. That's basically what I recommend. Andrea says, ops, I use what use for. And Penny says, hit that like. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Hit that like. Safer says, can we use central hyponyms for creating pillar and categories? I'm not going to be arsy here and pretend I'm the semantic SEO expert. I'm definitely not the semantic SEO expert. I don't even know what hyponyms are. You've taught me a new word, and I've been speaking English for 35 years. So let's have a look. What is a hyponym? I've never heard of it. Hyponym is a word or more specific meaning than a general or superordinate. I'm not sure about that. But basically, if you're talking about like LSIs or related semantic entities, yes, I would use that inside your content and inside your pillar and your categories. Hyponyms, I'm not familiar with. That sounds like a Corey Tugberg style method that I haven't implemented yet. So that's what I'm talking about. Do once you max out the more, then you can do better, aka better semantic SEO. So we've covered a lot of questions right here. Andrea says, will be useful to create a document with Julian Geyser. Not sure what that means, but feel free to correct that question or just, give me more information on it. From here, we're going to keep going through the questions right here and see what else we got. So would you be able to do this using a competitor sitemap? So we've already done that today with the Topical map machine, right? So we've automated sitemaps using the process that I've talked about with competitor sitemap. So basically what you can do inside that Topical authority machine is you plug in your competitor sitemap and then it can generate a Topical map from there. So we've answered that one as well. Let's see what else we got here. So WordPress Word 7932 says, how about copywriting and landing pages using SEMwriter? I want to have a blog post, but also rank for local SEO service businesses. All right, I'm going to show you what I use for copywriting, right? This is a beautiful tool that I absolutely love. And I wish that Claude would make stuff shareable because I can't actually share this with you. But if we look at some of the outputs, for example, like the Facebook group posts that I created recently, you can see that all I did was I pasted in the SOP details right here. So I actually took the information from this document, plugged it into Claude, as you can see, and then it generated the copywriting for that particular topic in 3 different ways. Generated one with Dan Kennedy style, one with Alex Hormozi style, and one with Russell Brunson style. These are my 3 favorite copywriters when it comes to sales copyright. And so when you're generating sales copy, I think the best way is to use this process, and then you can generate some really interesting copy. Like, for example, this was the introduction to this video. Actually, picture this: you're sitting at your computer sipping your morning coffee, and with just one click you unleash an AI powerhouse that maps out your entire niche's topic structure, uncovers your competitors' hidden SEO strategies, and generates content outlines Google loves. Honestly, if I spent like 30 minutes sitting down and just using all my creativity to write an introduction, it will probably be on par with that, but it's not going to beat that. And I can just automate this using this process right here. And so for copywriting, this is one of my main processes. Now, if you want the prompt that I use inside this tool, let me go back to it and we'll grab the custom instructions and we'll plug it into the SOP that we've used today. There we go, right? So we'll put copywriting prompt for Claude down there. And if you just want to steal my method, there you go. Boom. Right. So we've answered that one as well. But yeah, that's basically my process for copywriting. When it comes to, let's see what other questions we got inside the comments right here. So Andrea Amini says, will be useful to create a PDF guide for the project. Yeah, so if you just want to create a PDF guide, all you need to do is make a copy of the document like this. Or you can just, in fact, you can just go onto this SOP, so you can see, hit download, and then download as PDF. And if we open that up, you can see it's created a PDF, right? So you just make a copy of the SOP, you go to File, Download, PDF, and then you can just generate a PDF on the spot. Easy peasy. Tourist Spot 10 says, how I find the Topical authority sheet. So if you skip back, you'll see where I placed it, but I'll just show you again. So if anyone's just joined the live stream and they don't know where to find it, Basically, it's inside the free SEO course. Links in the comments description. Once you're logged in, you can see that a bunch of people looking at this right now. You see already 6 people are looking at this Topical map machine. So once you're logged into the free SEO course, scroll down to the top of map section, click on one-click authority, as you can see, and then you will find the SOP right there. So that's how you get it. Free SEO course, Topical maps, one-click authority. Easy peasy. Central hypernyms are the most prototypical representative examples within a category, encapsulating the core characteristics of that category. Great to clarify. And okay, all right. Separating weight loss says, my question is, how do I rank articles on Medium that will get views? So is basically, I mean, I've covered the SOP on this already. Let me try and find the example. So basically what you want to do is find easy keywords. Then you would create the content. How do you create the content? Using this prompt. Then you would edit it, and then you want to index it, right? Now, if there's a few different constraints when it comes to SEO that could be holding you back. So if you've created the content and it's ranking on the first page of Google, then let me talk about some of the constraints. And here's the thing with SEO. You shouldn't see SEO as like one single process. So a lot of people, they create content and then, you know, they've got the SEO strategy. And if they rank number 1, they're happy, right? And if they rank number 2, they're sad and they quit, right? And instead of quitting, you should never quit in SEO. You should just look at SEO in multiple different components, right? So SEO, let me open this up, is comprised of many different constraints, right? So for example, if let's run through some of the biggest constraints that could stop you from getting views. So number 1, chosen a keyword with no clicks. The easiest solution to fixing that is pick a keyword that actually gets clicks, right? I'm just going to put this into problem, and then we can put this into solution. All right. So if the problem is you've chosen a keyword that gets no clicks, then just go for a new keyword that actually gets clicks. Let's look at the next problem. So the next problem could be that you're not ranking. The solution, I would say, is build more backlinks to the page, and also use my SEO checklist here, right? Because you've either got 2 problems right there. If you're not ranking, you've either not built enough backlinks to the page, or you've not optimized the content in the right way. How do you optimize the content in the right way? You can use this SEO checklist right here. It's pretty simple and easy to use. What else could it be? So there could be another problem as well. You're not indexed. If you're not indexed, there's a few different methods you can use to solve that. As you can see right here. So you can build some links to the page. You can build some internal links to the page. You can use tools like Indexceptional. There's many different ways to index your content. But yeah, just look at the constraint, look at what's holding you back, and then from there, figure it out, right? So if the problem is, for example, choosing a keyword no clicks, you just pick a better keyword that actually gets clicks. If the problem is you're not ranking, then you either build more backlinks to the page, or you re-optimize the content using this process right here. If the problem is that you've not indexed the content, then the solution would be following these steps to index your content. Digital Mark Space says, I just checked your course, looks like $300 a month. Isn't it expensive? What about $100 a month? I tell you what, I will give you a cheaper rate than $100 a month right now. So if you go to SEOEliteCircle.com, and you'll see this page that loads up, right? Now, if you select the payment option of the 72% discount, with 1 year access, you can actually get it for $9.97 per year. Now, if you divided that by 12, that's only $83. So you've got an even cheaper price than you estimate. I should have charged more. But yeah, basically you can get it for $83 per month, not $100 per month for the SEO Elite Circle. And yeah, it's a cheaper rate than you expected. Really, really cheap. This used to be $3,600, but we reduced it just to help more people and get more people in there because we know that not everyone can afford that. Andrea says, will be useful Julian SEO guide for Claude projects. We have a mini Julian SEO expert in Claude. And Epic Pants says, should I put a call to action email at the bottom of my articles? Yeah, that's usually what I do. So, for example, I don't know, let's take an example right here. We'll put Perplexity AI SEO, and we'll find an article that's ranking for my keywords. So you can see that right here. So if we look at the keyword Perplexity AI SEO, you can see my page ranking on the first page of Google, along with a few of my videos as well. If we go onto this page and we scroll down, you can see that I always insert a CTA inside the content, right? And I actually like to include that multiple times. So you can see I link to the SEO checklist, and I also link to my free SEO course. The reason for that is because you want to convert that traffic that lands on the page into money, right? And the other thing that I would say, especially if you're using, for example, methods like LinkedIn SEO, is you can have a button, for example, like this one, where people can just go and buy from you directly, like you see right there. And then every time I post on LinkedIn, whether that's a organic post, whether that's an article, whatever it is, whether it's a live stream, people will see that option to visit the store and buy something from me. Joshua Higgum says, you said that autoblogging was your favorite method at the moment. Is this just because of the sheer volume you can create? So quantity or quality? It's because of both, basically. Like if you use these custom prompts when it comes to SEO, they're not like something that someone spent like 12 months optimizing, right? Whereas, for example, if you use something like autoblogging to create your content, then it's a prompt that's been tweaked and tested by many different SEO experts, not just myself. And so when you're using that process to create content, it's going to be a better quality prompt and a better quality system to generate the content. So that's why it's good for quantity, but it's also good for quality. However you create the content, you want to use that SEO checklist I've shown earlier. Joshua also says, do you recommend any content optimizer tools like Several SEO or Phrase, or are these a waste of time or money? Yeah, I do like content optimization tools. I think inside the checklist, I recommend Page Optimizer Pro. But yeah, there's many different methods to optimize your content. They'll work. I think the more tools you can use, the more complex the process is going to be. That's a problem. And the more expensive and time consuming it becomes. So just be aware of that. You have to figure out a trade-off between them. But do these tools work for on-page optimization? Absolutely. Jason says, I don't know how you said that with a straight face, lol. That was genius, $83. I'm literally laughing at it. Thanks. I really appreciate that. And as Jason says, go get that course already. By the way, it's not just a course. Like you get so much inside the SEO Elite Circle. It's absolutely amazing. Like, for example, not only do you get access to the SEO boardroom, as you can see, but you also get access to the classroom. You get access to live weekly coaching calls with me. Inside the classroom, we have so many different courses, as you can see. So, for example, we have the SEO Mastermind, SEO Strategies, the Agency Mastermind, SEO Systems, the SEO Link Building Mastery, YouTube SEO, White Label SEO, Lead Generation Methods, Guest Coaching Sessions, Free SEO Tools. There's so much value packed into this SEO Elite Circle. It's just amazing. Bear in mind, like if you want to DM me with any questions that you have, if you need some help one-to-one, then just DM me and I'll help you happily. Quite a lot of people DM me with their website inside the SEO Elite Circle, and then I just record a screencast where I run through the website and show them exactly what they can improve. So yeah, pretty amazing stuff. And then also you connect with all the other SEOs inside there. You know, having a great network of SEOs makes a huge difference when it comes to this journey. Ismail says, hi mate, is there a way to get backlinks from Wikipedia? I have a niche e-commerce website and I've struggled to get backlinks. I'm not sure. I don't want to BS you and say like, I think you can. There are ways around it, but have I tested it personally? No. So I don't want to BS you and tell you like, oh, this is the best way to do it, or that's way it's the best way to do it, etc. Epic Pan says, I'm struggling with my e-commerce backlinks as well. So if you're struggling with link building, the best way to do it is with outreach. If you check out the free SEO course, I've got multiple different videos showing you exactly how I've built backlinks using this process. If you also join the SEO Elite Circle, you'll see inside there a section on exactly how to do link building. So it shows you step by step how to get backlinks based on what's working for me and how I get thousands of backlinks at this point that are really high quality and vetted nicely. So that's pretty much it when it comes to the whole process. Joshua says, thanks for the help. Goldie, you're a geezer. Any particular auto blogging system videos on your channel that you recommend? Yeah, so I think the best one to use is probably, if we scroll down right here, let me find, it's probably the latest one that I did. I can't find it now. Yeah, this one, where is it now? This one right here, how to rank #1 in 24 hours with Autoblogging AI. The reason that I recommend that video is because I actually interviewed the founder of Autoblogging AI. And so like you can see what he recommends and how to use the tool. And it also comes with an SOP step-by-step from the transcript. So yeah, it's good to go. Jason says, Julian is a cheeky geezer. That is absolutely true. And Amar says, which one is it in free SEO acceleration or free SEO course? So just to be very clear here, if you go into this video, you go to the comments, right? If you want the topical authority generator that I was talking about, you can get it inside the free SEO course. If you want to get the SEO Elite Circle, the link is right there. If you want to get a free SEO strategy session where on a live call, one-to-one, we can give you the best tips and processes and a custom tailored domination plan to grow your business with SEO, then book that in right there. Bear in mind, like we have a 4-hour window. So if you book right now, you can actually book within 4 hours, which means that you can just jump on the call with us live today. And you don't need to wait 7 days like most SEO agencies would normally make you wait. So yeah, pretty cool when it comes to that process. And separating weight loss says, let's have a look. Says, my plan is to continue with you implementing the free content you've provided me. Once I make the amount to pay for your course, I will join your paid platform. The thing that I would say here with that process, right, is like if you try and do it all yourself alone, you're going to come across obstacles that you cannot solve alone. And so then you have a choice, right? I've always found this when it comes to hiring coaches and hiring mentors and that sort of thing, is like I can spend 6 months trying to solve a problem myself, which is frustrating, time consuming and painful, or I can skip the queue and just find someone who's already solved that problem today and then skip the queue today and save myself 12 months or 6 months of messing around, right? And that's why I always recommend using a coach or using a mentor when it comes to learning SEO or learning any sort of business process. Same with the agency world, right? I've had mentors that have told me something which I can implement today instead of like having to spend 6 months failing, trying again, and then takes me 6 months to figure something out. Like the way that I see it is that the biggest limitation with business and SEO especially is time, right? So for example, if you want to move fast, if you want to start making money faster with SEO, then the best way to do that is to learn from someone who's already been there and solved the problems that you face. So let's have a look at some of the other comments that we got right here. So Ahmed said, which AI is a winner when it comes to SEO and that sort of thing, when it comes to these AI models? So if you actually look at this chart by Limsys, they announced that Gemini 1.5 Pro 0801 experimental is the best model for generating content. And you can see this is a human tested chart right here. You see that Gemini 1.5 Pro experimental is at the top of the chart. It's actually beating Claude 3.5 Sonnet, Gemini Advanced, which is paid, Meta Llama 3.1, and Claude 3 Opus as well. So it's beating all the models when it comes to AI. So it's amazing that it's doing that. This is a human tested chart, right? So it's not based on like some BS benchmark models. It's actually like humans testing it and saying, right, Gemini 1.5 Pro is the best. Yeah. Let's see what other questions we got. Amar says, no, I mean, after you click on the free course in the YouTube description, you get to the website, then there are two again, right? Which one has a map? Yeah, so you just go to the free SEO course. So it's called the free SEO course right there. So we're going to keep going through some of the comments. Let's answer some more. In fact, I think we've answered all the latest comments and questions. So that's awesome. All right. Thanks everyone for watching. Appreciate you watching. That was an hour and a half of training, answering every single comment, question, and custom tailoring it to you on the video today. If you want to jump on a one-to-one SEO strategy session where we can give you even more value, we can help you, we can give you an SEO domination plan, and we can show you how we take websites from 0 to 145,000 visitors a month and generate thousands of dollars in sales. Feel free to book that one-to-one SEO strategy session. Links in the comments and description. And on that one-to-one call, you get a free SEO domination plan. You'll discover the secrets of link building. You'll be able to ask any questions that you want on a video or just a normal phone call, which means that we can ask any questions that you have. You can also discover the best link building strategies for your website. You can learn how to quickly outrank your competitors with link building, and you'll learn how to increase your SEO traffic. So pretty amazing stuff right there. And thanks for everyone who joined. Hope I gave as much value as possible. Just appreciate everyone watching. I appreciate you giving me your attention. Thank you. Ismail says, have you ever tried getting a sponsor from your newsletter? The reason that I don't do that is because I already monetize it with my agency. And so I could, try and get a sponsor, mess around with them, waste all my time and effort going back and forth with them, getting everything approved, hoping they're going to pay for me, whatever, trying to sell them on the process, etc. Or I can just promote my SEO agency, or I can promote my other funnels that I know convert really well, and I don't need to wait for any sponsors. And I would say, like, when it comes to sponsoring, it's kind of at the same level as affiliate, right? Where you might make like a few $1,000s, but you're never really going to scale to like 8 figures with a sponsor, unless it's like a massive, massive sponsor. Whereas for me, for example, if I want to scale to 8 figures, I just have to grow my agency. I have to improve my retention rates. I have to get more traffic. I have to improve the conversion rates. And I also have to work on the profit inside the business, right? And so I can see a much clearer path to growing my business using the funnels that I already have set up. I just need to do more of what's already working. Jason says, thanks, happy to help. Alexi says, thanks for the great value, happy to help as well. And Jason says, once again, that TikTok method was wild. Gonna rewatch to see how you showed that. So thanks everyone for jumping on today. Hope that video helped you. If you did, smash a like on it just so that we can reach and help more people with this video. And I will see you on the next live stream. Bye-bye.